Well, we have one more candidate, and we're blessed with another candidate that went to the other location. It's not who, I don't know.
I live across the street, and I was the last one to get here. So.
So we'll just get right to, you'll have to let us know when you're ready. You ready?
Ready?
Okay. Henry, why did you decide to run for this office?
You know, back in 2010, I ran for Congress. And I ran for Congress. I was chair of the party, and we needed a candidate. We didn't have anybody step up, and I thought I'd go ahead and do that. It really wasn't a serious campaign in regards to I thought I was going to win. I knew that was going to happen, but I thought I could help build the party. And working on that campaign and going out and meeting people in places I was unfamiliar with, throughout the entire thumb of Michigan, I realized that people had something to say. They had things to get off their chest. And that as an elected official, you could really make a difference. After the election of Governor Snyder in 2010, and he started implementing all these policies that really affected local municipalities, as a firefighter, I personally experienced some of those policies and the strain that they put on cities and townships. And I understood the impact the state could have on municipalities. So I really thought that running for this office, I could make a difference in the lives of my neighbors and the people of the state of Michigan.
And what do you think your qualifications are for this office?
Well, I've been doing it for 4 years, so I think I'm qualified by now. But the thing about being an elected official is that your qualification is that you're an American citizen and you live here and you want to make a difference. It's no matter how qualified you think you are, whether you come from a county commission seat or a city council seat or a school board seat, when you get to Lansing, it's a completely I shouldn't say a completely different animal, but it's a different atmosphere, and there is some time that it takes to get used to the policies and procedures of what's going on. So I'm not so sure that there's a school that you can go to that makes you qualified to be a state representative. I think that you just really, really want to care and put yourself into the job 100%. That's the qualifications for running for this office.
And be willing to learn as much
Absolutely.
as you can. What do you think are going to be the biggest issues that you're going to face if you get this office?
My constituents, and I was out campaigning all day, today, all week, and all month, frankly. I've been campaigning, and there are some very key issues that really affect the citizens and the taxpayers. We're not hearing so much about roads this year, but I've heard time and time again about auto insurance. And the auto insurance rates are going up, and how that really affects people, especially our seniors on fixed incomes. They want something done about auto insurance. Auto insurance and our energy policy, I think, are going to be two of our biggest mountains to climb, two of my biggest challenges as a legislator. It may not seem as simple as, say, just tax cuts or what have you. The policies when it comes to auto no-fault insurance or energy are very complicated, and that's one of the reasons why we haven't gotten anything done yet. They're extremely complicated issues, but they are issues that impact everyday citizens, and those are issues that they're going to be very difficult, and I'm willing to tackle.
Oh, that's great. What does being a Democrat mean to you?
Being a Democrat to me means that you really care about, I'm going to be careful here because I don't want to say Republicans don't care, but I think we look at things in a little bit different way. It really is about community. I believe in rugged individualism and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, but I also believe what Bill Clinton said, you want a hand up, not a handout. And I think too often people on the other side see a hand up as a handout, and I don't see it that way. I see that we have people in dire need. and people that need assistance. Sometimes they're too proud to ask for that assistance. But I think as a Democrat, I'm willing to fight for those individuals. I don't care if they have any political power. If they can write a campaign check, I really don't care. If they need help, they're a citizen of the state of Michigan, then I as a legislator am going to be there to help them, and certainly as a neighbor, going to be there to help them.
That's good. So how will you apply democratic principles to your new position?
Well, I certainly believe, in part of the democratic principles, and I was happy to see our democratic the changes in our democratic platform for the national convention take place. But I would like to see principles, especially economic principles, that have a positive effect on the citizens of my district and citizens of the state. I firmly and fully support Representative Jim Townsend's plan for a graduated income tax. I think a flat tax does not help this state grow. It puts an undue burden on people with fixed incomes. The working people of Sterling Heights and Warren are the first to feel the bad economy, and they're the last to recover from a bad economy. I think the people of this state, of this district, have not fully recovered from the last economic downturn. So for the Republicans to say that Michigan is the comeback state, well, I don't know. Maybe in the halls of the DeVos mansion, the state has come back, but certainly not in Sterling Heights and Warren. People are still, trying to make ends meet. And so, applying my democratic principles when I go into Lansing on a day-to-day basis, and I'm thinking about laws that we're trying to pass or formulate, I'm thinking about how does it affect the people of not only my district but throughout the state, but the people, not just the people who are own businesses and not that there's anything wrong with owning a business. Small businesses employ a lot of people, but the idea that the people who go to work in those businesses, whether it's Ford Motor Company or a small shop somewhere, those are the people that are affected by everything that we do in Lansing. We want to make sure that we think about them when we make laws.
When you make a decision. Yeah. Well, that's great. That was really good. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
This is it. I got to sit next to if Donald Trump was a brunette, that would look just like him. So, and I don't. If that's on tape, I really don't care.